Hello, fellow Shades, Radio Show that we ain't kind of cover here in an episode of Hollow Knight, where, in between episodes, I just realized, you know I got this book at the school fair? like, I got this at a book fair, because I was like, oh, it's funny. I didn't realize how informational it was gonna be. Because I was like, oh, it's as for stupid stories. Like, you know, I expected that part.
Right.
Alright, what's the next story here? In Cottonwood, Alabama, it is against the law to have intercourse in a car with flat wheels. The fine is increased if the act takes place in the back seat or while either offending party is driving the car at the time.
That kind of makes sense.
The second part I totally get. At first, though, the whole flat wheels part, I was kind of like, huh? Like, I didn't 100% understand that. I'm like, why flat wheels, you know?
All just put under, like,
Well, I know they're not all flat, but I mean, like, why, you know, what's the relevance of being flat?
Shouldn't it all be, like, under the, like, qualification of, like, public indecency or something like that? It'd all be under that. Like, I don't see why there's a need for a separate law. Oh, shit.
Although, I will admit, the second part makes a whole lot more sense, because I've definitely seen, like, I know people try to imitate videos, and I've definitely seen a few where they drive and do it at the same time, or they're in a car at the same time, and it's just like, it's never interesting, really. Like, I'd rather just go to dojins, like, they're more interesting.
I mean, yeah.
There's more excitement out of a dojin that is literally no movement than the actual videos of those acts in cars.
I guess.
Anyway, continuing on. In order to assist
Alright, sorry, I'm a bit distracted.
Safe-sex program, 16 condoms dispensers 16 condom dispensers were installed at the San Francisco County Jail in San Bruno, California. According to September 8th, 2010 article in the San Francisco Chronicle, even though jailhouse sex is illegal. I mean, I think they just knew they couldn't stop it. Like, that's one of those things where it's just like, listen, okay, this is a bad thing already, but, you know, we can't really stop it. But I get the point. It's like, why are you putting condoms in a place where this shouldn't even be allowed, you know?
Because it's gonna happen either way, and it's best to at least protect it for when it does happen.
Apparently, in Colorado, it's a misdemeanor for an acupuncturist. Okay, I was looking at that, I'm like, what is this word? Acupuncturist. To engage in... How do I do this one? I like how it's still on censorship, and I'm like, huh? How do I say this one in a friendly way? Yeah, I don't know how to censor this one, so I'm just gonna say it. It's a misdemeanor for an acupuncturist to engage in sexual contact, and a felon to engage in sexual instruction or penetration with a patient during a course of a patient's care. That's good. Thumbs up for...
Come at me.
Thumbs up for Colorado. Whatever. Oh, the next one. You know, this one's not actually... No, I was gonna be like, man, you won't know how edgy this next chapter is, and it's just sharks, because their teeth are kind of edgy. You know, they're sharp, they can cut people. So apparently, nearly
fucking
50 people noticed a shark in a cove
Do you
of...
snakes after this?
What? What's after this? I mean, I can Google it. I've got the tab up. Just give me a second.
Yeah.
Okay. So I won't pull up the tab.
I mean, sorry, I was already kind of walking in when Discord like pulled that part through.
Yeah. I mean, I
But
feel like if you really
go
were
ahead with
concerned,
your
you
story.
would have waited.
I'll wait
I'm
until
just
after
saying.
this Pantheon.
Um,
I mean,
Alright.
yeah, I'm not too concerned.
I think Grim, Hell, Nightmare Grim is at the end of this one, I'm pretty sure.
Sure.
I think. I thought. Because I thought after Sly, after the Nail Master, I thought it was, the last guy was then, Nightmare. And then after that it was, Pure Vessel, the next area. Anyway, continuing with my story. Apparently, nearly 50 people noticed a shark in a cove in Somerset, Massachusetts, and several of them called 911 to report the sighting. When authorities arrived at the cove, however, they discovered that it wasn't a shark. It wasn't a shark. People had spotted it. It was a styrofoam shaped into a fin and wrapped with a gray duct tape with weights holding in place. Said a policeman spokesman, according to September 26, 2010 article. In the Herald News, a prankster was preying on people's fears after several actual shark sightings. I mean, that does kind of track. Like no one could say they wouldn't expect something.
Right.
A British tourist
I survived!
A British tourist didn't think anyone would believe his fish story, so he brought the catch back to the hotel with him and placed it in the bathtub. A 5-foot live shark. God damn, what a catch! You're just pulling that shit out of the water. Like, God damn. Oh my god. So the next story continues on. There we go. It says, while on a driving trip off the Florida Keys with his family, a 16-year-old Rockford, Illinois youth became fascinated with a shark swimming nearby. So he did what any person who is underwater in the company of sharks would do. He pulled the shark's tail, and the shark, being a shark, did what any shark in that same situation would do. He chomped down on the boy's chest, and when let go, the boy swam back to the diving vessel and was pulled aboard. Shark still clinging on, the captain radioed the Coast Guard, which took the boy and the shark by the boat, and then on the ambulance ride to the Fisherman's Hospital, a doctor had to split the 3-foot nurse shark's spine in order to unlock its jaw. The teenager was released the same day, and the shark didn't pull through. I mean, honestly, I don't know if that kid. I don't know if I feel bad for the kid, if I'm being completely honest. Like, he's the one who fucked with the shark.
Not at all.
He's
To be fair, that was just really dumb on his part.
Like I'm not saying he should have known better, but like I definitely don't think he deserves like, oh, you deserve pity. You know, you definitely you fucked with it. It's like like the idea that like moose.
It's the term "fuck around and find out."
It's like if you mess with a moose,
the term
like,
"fuck around and find
I
out."
remember before I watched some videos from Canadian YouTubers, I always thought man, moose are so chill. Like, they don't give a fuck about anything. And then I found out, oh, if you fuck with them, they're like, bitch, you want to pull that shit again? And just say, nah, you're not getting to do it again.
Yeah, moose are some of the most fucking aggressive, territorial, douchebaggy fucking things ever. You know, they're not nice.
Do you want the list now?
Alright, so what's in this area?
Yeah. The list says it's on my other webpage. The list says, okay, Pantheon boss order. Show the spoilers, it's fine. Continue on my web browser. Okay, so the next boss, you just fought who? You just fought Hornet? No, you just fought the White Defender.
The Dung Defender, the white one.
Yeah. So yeah, the next one ends with Nightmare King Grim. You got Tyrant, Arkoth, Grey Prince Zote, and Failed Champion.
Oh god, I got the Tyrant. I forgot about him.
Do you think him accepting that he was a failure is a relief? Because I know the idea of, like, if you can't make up some arms, but you accept it, or, if it's like just takes off more responsibility from you, you could look at it in a good light, Like, it doesn't exactly mean, like, it means you messed up you didn't make the marks for the job, but then again, if it's like, wouldn't that lighten your load, depending on, if you knew someone else could take your spot? So what if him being the failed champion really was the dream? The idea that he didn't have to, be the champion. He was just like, yeah, I messed up, and, that means I don't have to do shit, The lazy man's out, Hey, I didn't get the job, oh no! Okay. After snorkeling off Caves Beach, north of Sydney, Australia, Luke Glevic Swan 1,000 swam 1,000 feet to shore, walked to his car, and drove to the local surf club to show everyone the shark he had brought with him. Lifeguards were stunned at the shark, not because of its size, but because it was attached to his leg and wouldn't let go. They forced fresh water into the gills of the 2-foot-long shark, carpet shark, until it eventually released his grip.
Surprised it was a carpet shark?
Yeah, it was 2-foot-long carpet shark.
I'm surprised. Those are usually non-aggressive, like at all.
Oh, okay. So then he told the guy who got
must have really been fucking around to find out that much.
Broadcasting Corporation Radio on February 11, 2004 that he was fine.
No, fuck!
And didn't even require stitches. Only a course of antibiotics, and the shark didn't make it. He reportedly buried the shark in his garden. I guess that's what happens when you become attached to an animal. Oh my god. Okay. The next section is what S do you think I'm going to be reading this time, huh? Well, what do you think it could be?
Safety.
Well, we just did shark,
fuck!
And that's SA, but anyway, it's sheep. So the first one is an unarmed Wakan. Hold on. Okay.
No.
An unarmed Wanaka, New Zealand man, contacted the police.
Are you shitting me? He fucking.
In the middle of the night to complain that there was a pregnant sheep sleeping in his bed, or in his bed with him.
What? When
police arrived, the sheep had already hoofed it, and there were no traces of wool or hoof marks in the bed. The complainant could not identify any distinguishing marks of on the sheep, but the police don't believe the man. or don't believe the man, don't believe, and the man tried to pull the wool over their eyes. They told the man who admitted to being intoxicated the night before that he was probably the victim of a prank, and to give up the drink. And then continues on in the August 27, 2005 article from the New Zealand Press Association stated that police never inquired how the man knew the sheep was pregnant. I feel like sheeps can get pretty big. Assuming that they work in the same condition as us, they would get bigger. Like, because obviously they don't lay eggs. So obviously, although I guess the question would be then if he's had experience with normal sheep, like does he know what an average sheep would look like? And how did the sheep just leave? But then it's like, oh yeah, he was drunk, so it's like, yeah, you know what, he probably just fell back to sleep or some shit. I love the idea you just called the police like, guys, I got a sheep in my bed, can you guys come get him? And then you just go back to sleep, and then you just hear knocking your door, and they just come in, and it's like, yeah, and the guy's like, yeah, he was over here on my bed, and then it's like, wait, I'm sorry, sir, where is anything? Like, what do you mean? You sure you didn't just have too much of the sauce, Like, what are you talking about, dude? And he's just telling me, and then it's like, actually, you know what? It's probably the resident kids just being pranksters. It's like, yeah, okay. You know what? I think you got a point there.
Probably fucking around with them. I'm so tired of this shit, man. I haven't tried this many times, but I'm already sick of it.
Okay, there is technically an option to skip this pantheon, but you wouldn't like it.
Which is it?
Watching it on YouTube.
Because I
saw just shouting out whoever we watch.
No, absolutely fuck that. Fuck that. You're right. You knew for a fact I was not gonna like that.
Well, yeah. That's why I told you about it. If I thought you'd like it, I wouldn't bring it up. There is no actual solution, so. Alright, the next one is...
Sworn I saw something saying that you could beat the Flower Quest before doing this, though.
You can!
I could have sworn
I saw... gives you a different ending. But that stops you from getting the normal ending.
I saw something saying that it didn't disrupt endings. Whoops.
I know there's literally an ending where you give him the flower, and that's a completely different ending than doing this. And even if it was, it wouldn't really matter because you'd still have to do this. Like, doing that quest doesn't do anything besides, just change the endings.
And, like, when I would get them. Right. But still,
well, you wouldn't get the
I like the idea of at least trying to get some progress done.
Well, you're literally, like, you have 2 things to do and you're done with the game. You're literally at that point. We're in the home stretch. It's literally just completing the home stretch.
No, but the home stretch is some of the hardest shit ever done.
Yeah, and you're the one who's playing it.
You're right. It's not your problem to deal with.
So the next story says, if they can do that with faces, the implications is that they have to have reasonable intelligence. Otherwise, what is the point of having a system of remembering faces and not remembering anything else? Asked behavioral scientist Keith Hendrick from the Braham Institute in Cambridge, England. Sheep who have traditionally been considered quite dim actually have had a very keen memory and can recognize as many as 50 other sheep for up to 2 years, according to an article on November 7, issue of the National Geographic Today. It is a very sophisticated memory system. Kendrick said they are showing similar abilities in many ways to humans, which isn't anything for which the sheep should be which isn't anything of which the sheep should be too proud. Yeah, you're just like us. We can remember like 10 people, you know. Let me check the recording. We're at 20, so we're still good. Okay. Next story. According to a March 27th, 2007 article in the Rai News and Observer, city officials notified David Watts of Apex, North Carolina, that the 80 sheep he had been keeping in his home as pets were going to be impounded. Neighbors had been tolerant of Watts' odd behavior, but when some of the sheep wandered out of his house into a cemetery and ate fresh floral arrangements, they filed a complaint. Damn sheep!
Well, yeah, I feel like that's fair at that point.
Why'd you eat their flowers? If you just didn't eat their flowers, you would have had a home. Residents so this is the next section, signs. Residents of Longmont, Colorado voted in a resolution to abolish all dead-end signs and have them replaced with signs reading "No Outlet." The residents considered the dead-end signs too unpleasant. I wonder if they'll replace the slow children sign with speed-sensitive offspring. Oh my god. I love that idea. Just like the idea that you just keep giving fancier words for like just the most basic shit ever. Makes me think of Twitter freaks. Except a bit more understandable to a limited degree.
In a small sense.
It's like, no,
I can kind of understand
we can't have
wanting it to say no outlet. I don't think it's necessarily a worse, like, a thing of, like, bad. I don't think it's necessarily bad or it's any issue at all, really.
We don't have a problem with dead end. It's just funny that they're like, why?
Or even no outlet. Like, my point is, it doesn't really matter. We don't really have any specific point on this other than it is a bit dumb to like change it.
And then I just love the part about whole slow children signs turning into
again, culture changes.
Offspring, sensitive speed offspring. Just that idea is also kind of funny. It's like, just like, man, what convoluted signs would we come up with if we just like pick the most basic like signs ever? Just like it's like if you tried to do stop and be like, halt in a meaningful time so you are not past this line. You know? You have like 13 words.
Dead end and no out necessarily like one's not necessarily too much longer or anything, so it's not like again, it's barely a noticeable difference that most people wouldn't even correlate to each other. It's just like it's two different things, but it doesn't really matter how they got to be. Because I have no outlet signs near my area instead of dead end.
I've never seen no outlet signs, so the idea of switching dead end to no outlet just seems kind of like a suburban like
that's
problem.
The thing.
Like where it's like, why do you need to change it? Like, damn, dead end. That's too dead. You know how sad death is?
It's that they want to. It's like it's the culture thing. That's what I was trying to say. It's the fact that it doesn't matter, but in a sense, like. To certain like cultures, like they just might prefer something, and that's why it changes. It doesn't necessarily mean that they found something necessarily too wrong with the original. It's just that they found this more appropriate for the culture of the area.
Okay. So it looks like the rest of these are just like really short ones, like they're basically like minis. So I'm gonna go and knock out a bunch of real quick. So the first one is It is forbidden. So in a Tokyo hotel, it is forbidden to steal hotel towels. Please, if you are not person, if you are not person to do such thing, is please not to read notice. Wait, okay. So it's like, if you don't do this, don't read the sign. If you do this, read the sign. I feel like, why would
Gotta be professional and polite with your criminals,
yeah,
you know.
Yeah. Oh my god. I've been. You know about those streamers over in Japan who are just basically being acted like actual criminals just for clout, you know?
Not at all.
Yeah, there's a bunch. There's like a few influencers who are just like there's this one specifically I'm thinking of that I saw Rev do a video on, who is literally just breaking laws and is taking advantage of the politeness of Japanese law just to it's something about like it was a YouTube video. Yeah, it was a YouTube video for traveling across Japan free. And basically they just
like,
jump
polite.
off of trains and run away from officers and steal food from hotels. And it's just like, wow, what amazing. And then YouTube, and now after it was brought up, and YouTube actually did like just take down the video, but it was just such like there's actual trend where there's like a few people actually just going to Japan to just like be annoying.
Hotel in Japan where
what happened? What? Why is Discord dead? What the what the heck just happened?
I don't know. You left the call.
Everything like died.
But, oh shit, what the... But I was about to say, you know about that one hotel in Japan that tried making all of its profits from live streaming, like the people there sleeping. Like it was a weird hotel arrangement, but that you would pay by having your sleep live streamed. Like whatever you do in the room would be live streamed, and that would pay for your hotel room. I think it closed. Not enough. It wasn't making enough money, but at the same time, the idea is still interesting. Like, would you pay for like a room to sleep in with your privacy? That's an interesting caveat.
It reminds me. Well, okay, I would say this only reminds me of this because I've been recently watching. You know, Welcome to the Game. That one game where you have to like go in the black market and you're being hunted down and stuff.
No. Not at all, really, but sure, continue speaking.
There's this really well-known game dev. I don't know who he actually, like, what he goes by, like, his handle, but I know that he the creator of Welcome to the Game, has made a few games at this point, and recently came out with Dead Signal, and basically you basically just look at, like, 15 different cameras, and you're basically just, like, you're just informing, like, this shadow government about, like, oh, phones or packages or just suspicious people just being around.
Like,
or
this
there's
person
naked people.
is doing
You just say,
something that you wouldn't
there's just some naked people over here. You just tell them about it.
Okay.
and
so you become the secret police, basically.
Yeah. Yeah, you become, like, the people selling people's information.
What?
You're like selling them. You're like the secret. You're the thing that gathers all their information. Who wants to know? Like, oh, you want blank? You're not being satisfied. Well, here's an ad for Adam and Eve. Which honestly, I don't think you'll get that reference.
Are you shitting me?
Anyway, but yeah, no, what you just mentioned made me think of that. But it was purely based on the concept of the game. Nothing else. Or gameplay, sorry. Gameplay, specifically, not like the storyline or anything. And I was actually interested in playing it, but then, like, I already have one horror game in my library, and I don't even know if I'm gonna complete that shit. And that thing is, I would say, relatively much easier. So, before I get ahead and be like, oh, I wanna play all these scary games, like, nah, then just do the one. Alright, so the next sign.
I'm dead. I suck ass. I'm done with this. I can't do it. I don't know what is. I don't know if it's because I woke up today. I don't know what it is. I can't fucking do it.
So, you want me to take over? I can definitely do something.
Alright. Hear me out, man. Alright?
Uh-huh.
Would you mind we take a small break from Hollow Knight, right? Not like I'm going to do this Pantheon
Are you considering your next game?
until I beat it.
Like, what would we break
In a
into?
small sense, yes. What I want to do is I want to break into the next game, yes. I want to go into the next game and try and like just do that or whatever, and then there's nothing left to do in this except for the Pantheon, the bosses surrounding it, and then that one flower ending, and then we're done. So that's like maybe 2 or 3 more episodes if we, you know,
if it's spread out.
Just do that. Right, a little bit. It's like 2 or 3 episodes. But if we just like put in the winning run of this Pantheon, right? So I'm thinking we take a small break where I'll do this Pantheon in my own time while we're doing like the next playthrough.
Like what's gonna be like let's say you complete it, or like what are you gonna do? You're not recording. You don't record.
I mean, bro, I'm gonna fucking call you in or leave it on that screen until it's time until you can.
Okay. I see. So you'll just
just mainly.
Okay. So here's what I'm gonna say. Here's the condition for calling me in. You beat the pure missile. That's the condition.
Okay, that's the condition for this episode? Or
no,
like,
that's the condition for the continuation of the series. You know, the whole point of like you said you'd call me in, and I'm like, okay, call me in if you beat the pure vessel. That is the requirement to call me in.
Oh. Alright.
Because otherwise you're just rehashing.
Because that is the final. That is the area before the final boss of this Pantheon.
There's 2 more bosses, yes.
The white vessel or the pure vessel, and then the final secret boss.
No, it's Radiance and then one final secret boss.
Okay.
But anyway, so if you beat the pure vessel, but we are at 32. So anyway.
Right. Okay.
So do you want me to pause until you get to the pure vessel? Like you said, break as in like we do a different game, but clearly you're continuing right now. So like, do you mean like we do your other game right now?
It's not the video.
Like, here's the thing, right? This video isn't gonna come out for like a few weeks. So like, I honestly don't, unless if you take like 4 weeks to get through the Pantheon, which is possible. If you someone take 4 weeks for the entire Pantheon, I really doubt we'll need your next game before you get to the endings.
Right.
That's really unexpected.
I think we should be fine. Like,
because we have 2 weeks.
If that's the
case.
Have
like, I think we've got like around 2 weeks.
I just want a little bit of time to practice the Pantheon. You know, that's really all this is.
But so what's the next sign? Oh yeah, by the way, before I start, we are at 34. Are we gonna continue, or do you want me to pause?
Up to you.
Okay, I'm gonna continue reading funny signs then. So the next one, in a Paris hotel elevator, it says, "Please leave your values at the front desk." Yeah, just leave your smartphone, leave all that gold and jewels, you know, don't mind us, we'll just leave it here. Like, they probably have some safe, I'm sure. Like, with that condition, they totally have some security measure. But I just like the idea that they just, like, drop it off and it's just there. Like, for anyone to just walk by and grab,
you know? They never see it again.
Oh my god.
I'm sure it's because of, like, unreliable staff or something.
Maybe.
Like, that might have had a record of stealing.
Yeah. And the lobby
So
of
it's
a
just like, hey, we have an area to hold your shit for you.
Yeah. In the lobby of a Moscow hotel across from the Russian Orthodox monastery, the sign says you are welcome to visit the cemetery where famous Russian and Soviet composer, artist, and writers are buried daily except Thursday. So wait, is that saying they can't visit on Thursdays, or is it saying that writers and artists are buried there
They're all buried there on
days
Thursday.
except Thursday? Like the one day they get a break is Thursday. It's definitely the first one, but the idea that every day there's like at least one artist or a writer who's dying. It's just like it's like a requirement. It's like, hey guys, we need someone to die today. And then someone's like, right? It's like they're making like the next Shakespeare or something, and it's like, sorry, dude, you're literally the only one we can find. You gotta be sacrificed. It's like in a movie when there's like some some native people to an island and they have to sacrifice like their people to like a volcano.
Wait, what? Oh, sorry.
The next sign says it's apparently on the menu of a Swiss restaurant, our wines leave you nothing to hope for. I think that's supposed to be a compliment to them, I guess, because it's like they're the best,
what
I
is
guess. It's saying, so on the menu of a Swiss restaurant, our wines leave you nothing to hope for. So the idea is that they're the best, I guess? It's like, oh, we're the best,
Yeah,
so you can't hope for anything
it's,
better.
it's satisfying your wishes.
But isn't that idea, like, kind of bleak? I feel like it's only if you read into it, I feel like it's only bleak if you, like, read into it, I guess.
Right. I mean, if you think about it, it could be...
Are you actually pushing them out of the ground when you do that? Because I thought you did it the first time.
I think you can. Yeah. I didn't know that.
So the next one...
With your upgraded down smash, you can, I think.
In a Hong Kong supermarket, the sign says, for your convenience, we recommend courteous, efficient self-service. Listen, we're not doing shit for you. You're dealing with this yourself. We don't got anyone
Don't complain if our shit ain't fast enough, because it's all on you to do it.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like that's, at least when it comes to most supermarkets, that's basically the, like, obviously there are stuff for, like, people who do get confused, but I feel like that's just, like, the common idea for most people. It's just like, yeah, I'd better do it myself, you know? like, for almost anyone, I feel like I never see people, like, unless if the self-checkout is the longest line, I feel like I never see people in like, the normal checkout lines. Which is totally understandable. I also go to the self-checkout. I'm not saying it's a great idea, but it's just like, I feel like it was just a normal thing over here in the West. Anyway, wait, is Hong Kong's like China, right?
Yeah, Hong Kong's China.
Okay, I thought so. I was gonna say, I was like, imagine Hong Kong was like the Middle West or something, you know? And it's like, wait, hold on, you know?
I think it's got so many, though I think it has so many people and whatnot, that I think it has almost its own culture and economy at this point.
So the next sign says, on the door of a Moscow hotel room, it says, if this is your first visit to the USSR, you are welcome to it.
Did you hear about the fucking bridge in West Virginia that was built by the USSR?
No.
Yeah, there was a bridge in West Virginia that isn't getting fixed, and people were begging the government of this one town because this bridge was like the only way out of town.
Yeah.
They were basically isolated, and the government never did, because why would they focus on this one small town?
I remember,
right?
I was thinking
So
about,
they got fed up
yeah,
and just said they contacted the USSR about it, and the USSR, being like, "Hey, that's a chance to fucking one up and embarrass America. Fuck it, let's go with it." So
yeah,
they gave money and resources to build a bridge to this one West Virginian town, and
yeah,
like people in this town got like death threats and shit because of it too, which is like it is really funny. Because it's like,
right.
how are you gonna send death threats to these people for asking for help? Because your government wouldn't do it.
Just regular day on Twitter being sensible. uh,
Right.
um, so, it makes me think of, like, I remember, it wasn't, it's kind of just like, I don't remember if it was from, like, a normal show, or if it was, like, or if it was, like, a Funny Man show or something, but I remember, I think, like, a group of friends were, like, driving in their car, and they were going through, like, somewhere in America, I can't remember, but there's this bridge that's called the New England Bridge, and it's, like, it looks completely, like it looks like it just was like copy and pasted out of like somewhere else. Like it looks completely unlike the surrounding area. So I remember it's like a group. So these guys like have their friend who's like asleep or something, and they leave them in the car next to this bridge, like right by the sign. And the guy gets out of the car and is like, "Where the fuck did I wake up?" Like, and it was just like, and the guys were just all recording him just being like, "Bro, this guy actually thinks he woke up in New England." Oh my god! It was just so funny because it felt like such a shock because it was just like when you first wake up, you're not 100% there. Your logic isn't there 100%. So you're just like,
Where
what?
you're kind
I'm
of
in New
delirious when you
England?
first wake up.
What the fuck?
How did I get here?
Yeah. So apparently, two signs from a Majorcan shop entrance. It says English well talking, and here speeching American. In quotation marks. So like some Middle Eastern shop, and the entrance sign says English well talking, and here speaking American. Oh my god. It makes me think of this, I think I may have brought this up, but it makes me think of like this bit where I was watching this
like a
news show or
harder
something.
version of this boss.
And I was watching this like news show, and it was like, with 10 ways to get out of like, it was like a salesman. Wait, am I still here? Good question. My internet's good. Oh, and we're back.
I hate this boss.
Okay.
Am I?
Well, yeah, we're back. The game, it lagged really hard for a second there. But I was gonna bring up the fact that I remember from this, I think it was a news or something, but there were like 10 ways to get out of, a salesman's, like, to get out of the way, get away from him. And it's like, the top way was like saying, I don't speak English. But you don't put anything in it, you just say that straight up. And it's just like, and it is that you just bamboozled them. They're just like, wait, if that's not English, what did I just hear? What?
Really?
Like,
or it's like I guess you don't speak English. Like,
wait.
No Espanol
or
the
joke
whatever.
Of like,
oh wait,
like
Apu
being
oh
like,
god damn it! No,
Apu
no,
from Simpsons
no.
being like, I don't speak English. It's like, what do you mean? You just said it. I only know those specific words. It's like, oh really? What were those then?
And the ones I say. Kiss it? Fucking, and they just like respond.
Yeah. So there's a sign in Germany's Black Forest, and it says it is strictly forbidden on our Black Forest camping site that people of different sex, for instance, men and women, live. What is it for instance?
For instance. What do you mean, for instance?
It's the
There's multiple
consistency.
genders, sure, but I'm pretty sure there's only 2 sexes.
Yeah, like. Oh my god. For instance, men and women live together in one tent unless they are married with each other for that purpose. So, okay, so you have to be married to camp together. Damn, you can't. I just think of campus like field trips or some shit, you know? It's just like, well,
2
we're not going
campers
there.
going. Imagine like a couple going out for a date and a fucking officer just like in the middle of the fucking woods in the middle of the
Like,
night.
yeah, sorry
you just
guys,
hear
you need to
like
go. You're not.
woods creeping up on you.
No,
and
it's just like, are you
he's
married?
like, are you guys married? Do you have a marriage license? Or do you have a registration showing that you're
It's not even like you could
married?
be the before married. Like you couldn't be fiance and like you couldn't be fiancés. You had to be married. Like you couldn't have plans for marriage. You just had to be married. The next one, the next section starts with is called snakes, and the bold text says, "Man accused of biting girlfriend snake." Okay, that was unexpected. Oh my god. Wow, that is funny. You heard that, right? The whole a man accused
Man
of
bites
biting
his girlfriend's sex.
Oh my god. Although we are at 46.
Oh shit! Oh shit!
You want to pause? Or you want me to just pull up the end card?
Yeah, just pull up the end card.
You want me to do it?
Can you do it this time?
Okay.
Fuck.
If you enjoy this video, there's stuff at the top of the screen.
What
If you have
the
any
fuck?
questions, send the comments below or to our Discord server. There's a link in the description and our mouse section. Either meetings are in the same 2 places as they're associated. On the left is a recommendation from YouTube, and the right is a series, Hollow Knight. And we'll see you next time. Belt, chains.